Hey guys, so we're going to be working out here at our bunker silos today. Want to get them cleaned up, ready for filling with silage. Probably going to get started with harvest within the next week, so we got to be ready to go. Those two bunkers are pretty much empty. This one here has a bunch of tires stacked in it. We already have the sidewalls on pallets, so those will be easy to move then. We're going to fill this one last. Just leave all these tires in here, clean the other two out. We had to cut a little bit of silage last week. We're feeding out of an ag bag, so it's kind of handy having the bunks completely empty right now. We had a little bit of spoiled silage sitting in this bunk. My dad's gonna scoop that out right now. We like to use these gravel bags at the edges of the plastic to hold it down better. Put tires in the middle, but these get beat up over time. Usually have to make some repairs. Ties come off of the end of them, get holes torn in them. And then you get stones leaking on top of the plastic when you're trying to cover the bunk, and stepping on stones on the plastic, you can damage it, so we don't want that happening. We have a nice sweeper attachment for the skid steer. That can get most of the bunk clean. I just need to go along the edges and clean up the outside foot or two. That way we can get everything with the skid loader then. We had to move these tires from off that wall to this side because we want to be able to drape the plastic over when we fill that center bunker first. We used to go through the whole bunk, sweep every inch out. It's kind of a big job, and now we got this automatic brush. Makes it so easy. We want to tighten this. Pretty good. We got both bunks cleaned out and space on this third one to roll out our plastic, pull over the wall. That little bit of corn we chopped last week ended up being 74% moisture, and to fill the bunks we're shooting for 67-68% ideally. I'm heading out to the field now to grab a couple stalks. We're going to chop them up, do a little hand test. It's not super accurate, but at least gives us an idea. Try to grab the two most average stalks out of this field. I want to go in more towards the center of the field because the outside rows can be a little bit drier. I took two stalks from two different fields, and what we're going to do now is run them through a Koster tester. This is this right here. Got this container and a heater that'll push heat up through it, dry it out. So I'm going to zero this scale off. Now I'm going to go up to 100 grams with the silage. So we got 100 grams. Now we'll put it on the heater, run it for 45 minutes. That'll cook all the moisture out of it. just looking at it, this one field looks a little bit greener than the other one. What I like to do is just take a handful and squeeze it, see if you can squeeze juice out of it. A little bit coming there. When you chop it this fine, it's gonna juice pretty easily. And after doing this for a bunch of years, you kind of get used to what it's supposed to look like before you can chop it. So I've had this going for a little over 45 minutes. Gonna check it. So one issue with this, the scale doesn't remember the weight that we had zeroed off. So we have this little guy here. Weighs exactly the same as that container. Just tear it. So that gives us the percent dry matter. So we're right at 68.5% moisture for that first sample. So now that's not actually the moisture that would be if we go run it through the chopper. It's usually about 4 or 5% higher than whatever this hand test is. So this field would be pushing up towards 72-73% moisture. Definitely too wet yet. That's the one that seemed greener. Now we're going to test this other one. I forgot we were out of calf feed in our calf barn. I got to fill this tote up again, and I just ordered more calf feed. Once we see it get down into the lower cone, and it's time to order more. This bin has been really nice since I caulked around those bolts. We haven't had any spoiled feed. The feed seems to come out just a little bit drier. It has actually a little bit more molasses than it used to, but running through the auger in the truck a couple times, it kind of works some molasses into the grain. The calves are still eating it really well, so I don't think it's a problem. Okay, it's been 45 minutes. Check the second test. For whatever reason, we always talk in terms of moisture percentage versus dry matter, so just do a little bit of math. 66.5% moisture. A little bit drier, still too wet to be chopping. If that was the true moisture, that would be perfect. From what I'm seeing on this test, looks like we're gonna have to wait probably till the beginning of next week to chop. The question is, how fast is it gonna progress? We haven't had a lot of rain lately. Less moisture in the ground, the crop's not pulling moisture up into the stalk as much. Could dry down faster. It's just hard to know. Every year's a little bit different. We got our new to us trim chute cleaned up and painted that bottom metal. We're gonna take it up to the barn now and see if we can figure out how we wanna set it up. Overall, this thing's in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of surface rust on those bottom pieces. We're trying to decide where the best place to stick it would be. This pen's our calving pen. I like to work with cows in here. This one's kind of just for young calves. So we're gonna try just setting it in here. Cows aren't gonna just wanna run into this chute. We're gonna have to be able to funnel them in. So might have to get some gates set in here somehow. The main thing we wanna be able to do is if we have a sore foot cow, just get a block on the claw that's feeling good, get the weight off the sore part. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Corn silage isn't quite ready to cut. We're planning to chop on Monday. Today will be Thursday. They're calling for a heat wave to come this weekend into next week, which I think will help dry the corn down pretty quickly. So we gotta make sure we're ready to go. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.